All right, Paperback Death Pal Nation, here we go. You guys seem to be actually enjoying these silly videos, so here we go. What do we got? One more box. Johnny Got His Gun by Dalton Trumbo. They made it a movie, I think. It's the same one. John Buchan, Witchwood. My Several Worlds by Pearl S. Buck. Spent her life in China, I know that. All her books are about China. Rogue Male or Manhunt by Jeffrey Household. Check out that cover art. Very old, like 50s Bantam press. All right, here we go. Flight, Berkeley Medallion book, American Aces in Action. Awesome cover art. Awesome cover art. 5 Stories by Willa Cather. I've never read Willa Cather, but she must have been a big author. I see her books all the time. Death of a President by William Manchester, John F. Kennedy. Complete and unabridged. Cavett, Before My Time, but I know that he was like a TV host and that kind of thing. What do we got here? Blood Pact by Tanya Huff. That looks disturbing. Someone was determined to learn the secret of life after death, and they were about to make Vicki Nelson's mother part of the experiment. The Restless Dead. All right. I wonder if it's a movie. Castle Gray. Look at this early Orange Penguin book by John Buchan. People collect those. More John Buchan. John Buchan by John McNabb. 7 by 5. BFE by H.E. Bates. All right, Penguin. All right, every box, I try to figure out what's in the box. Looks like this is a Buchan box. The 39 Steps. I know this is his most famous work. I know that. Really rough shape, but really great cover art. Let me put that one to the side. Birdie. To read it is to fly. I feel like Birdie was a show or a movie or something. Death in the Caribbean. Colonel Peter Blair again returns to sea in an exciting thriller. Oh, I thought it was a true story. Chaplin, my autobiography. Very, very complex person. Modern Times, to this day, is just, it's a movie that's so deep. 5 Stages of Greek Religion. Going After Cacciato. This is one of those really famous Vietnam movies. I wonder if it's related to any of the movies that got made in the 80s, if it's sort of inspiration, but part of that 80s, late 70s Vietnam genre stuff. Deathwind. Okay. Here we go. Oh, check that out. What's that? The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells. Awesome cover art. Very fragile condition. The Method of Zen by Eugene Herrigel. If you meet the Buddha on the road, I don't think I can say that. Can we say that word on YouTube? I don't know. The Way of Life by Lao Tzu. People always say unaliving, so I always wonder. Time and Again. The Life and Extraordinary Adventure of Private Ivan Chonkin. Some sort of Soviet catch-22. Ooh, look at that. Classic cover of Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. That's like the cover. May Sarton, A Journal of Solitude. Night of Delusion by Keith Laumer. These Keith Laumer books always intrigue me. They always seem like sort of like deep in the science fiction realm. I don't know why they always have great worlds. Notes from Underground and the Grand Inquisitor by Dostoevsky. All right. Never read The Russians. S is for Space by Bradbury. Only read The Tattooed Man by him. Sins of the Day. This book gives me like important vibes. I don't know, it's so simple looking. It's poetry or something. Let me know if you guys know what Sins of the Day is about. Who's this by? Is this a religious book? I don't know. Sins of the Day intrigues me. John Dickson Carr, Fireburn. It's a cool cover. More Bradbury, A Medicine for Melancholy. Look at that fish. The Pearl by Steinbeck. Never read it, but it's nice and short. Maybe I will read it. I was thinking if I start making like book reviews, if I start reading some of these things, will you guys care? Will you guys watch? I don't know. Kind of feel like trying to read some of the most ridiculous stuff that I find in these boxes and see what happens. Stuff that no one's reading right now. The Blackboard Jungle. All right. A novel about juvenile delinquents. Look at this dude with his little razor blade. American Diplomacy by Kennan. This is like the foreign policy of the Cold War book. See it, say it in Spanish. Oh, I always like doing this. Let's see. I know a little Spanish. So what do we got here? All right. Hay mulas, hay turistas, hay zapatos, hay pan. Puede ir a la casa, puede ir a baile. All right. History of Egypt by Breasted. Breasted is like a very important Egyptian archaeologist. I've had actually his signature once, him and his wife, in a hardcover book. Stream of Consciousness in the Modern Novel by Robert Humphrey. I like reading corny stuff like this. Like really academic-y, boring stuff. Sorry, I lost you guys. The End of the Road by John Barth. See this book a lot, don't know what it's about. Paul Anderson. Wow, we've had these books before with the crazy-looking Chewbacca's. All right, John Dickson Carr, Till Death Do Us Part. Cool cover art. Rollo May, Love and Will. That guy's told a lot of books, Rollo May. Of Mice and Men by Steinbeck. The only Steinbeck that I've read was, I think, a little bit of Grapes of Wrath. Dave's Song. Dave was a loner, an individualist, but Kate came to understand him on his own terms. All right, Dave. Rilke, Sonnets to Orpheus. Growth of the Soil, Knut Hamsun's greatest novel. I see this guy's books a lot. They're from the 20s. I wonder what they're about. Containment and Change. That's what I know. Now that I'm so into books, I'm okay with ignorance, because I can't know everything. There's just too many books in the world. People that think they know everything bother me. I mean, I think I know a lot, but there's just millions of books out there. There's no way to know anything. So there's books I see all the time, and I have no idea what they're about, but I still think they're cool. The Way of a Pilgrim. I mean, I know the books are important because I see them often, but I can't say I've read all this stuff. The Day the Whores Came Out to Play Tennis. We see this book often. See, there's another one. This guy, I see this guy's books all the time. This sort of Soviet or Russian playwright. I don't know what it's about. Takers and Returners by Carol Beach York. That's a disturbing cover art of a doll by the trash. Okay. Oh, a little cute Christmas Carol book. The Screw Tape Letters. When this guy started when C.S. Lewis started looking into the devil. The Right Stuff by Thomas Wolfe. All right, Astronauts. Perry Mason, In the Case of the Restless Redhead. Oh yeah, redheads. Astavakara Samhita. Guru stuff. Too deep for me. Ooh, Penguin Crime, green cover. The Spoilt Kill by Mary Kelly. Je t'aime. I love you. Okay. More French mystery stuff. The Accomplices by Simenon. And that's an interesting road to drive on. The Sacred Canopy. Elements of Sociological Theory of Religion by Peter Berger. All right. Ooh, I love covers like this. Breathe No More, My Lady, an Avon original by Something Lacey. 3 women can make a mess out of a man's life. Huh. 1 can make a mess of a man's life. Imagine 3. No offense, but it's just people are the problem, not women or men, but people. Raiders of the Rimrock by Luke Short. I love when people are like, oh, men this, or women that. It's like, yo, sorry to tell you this, but open up a history book. It's humans. Humans are the problem. The Many-Colored Land by Julian May. Humans come in both sexes, but they're both problematic. Flight into the Unknown by the Many-Colored Land. Sorry, I got a little dark there. All right, So Short a Time. See Reds. All right, The Magnificent Love Story of Louis Bryant. Sorry I rant in these videos. I never really know what to say. They're unplanned. I just start opening a box, start talking. Susan Sontag. Etc. Sontag, I've read like an essay or 2. I like how she writes, but I can't say I know too much about her. She has one book that Illness is a Metaphor, I think, that does very well. James Agee, never read him either. The Morning Watch by James Agee. It's a nice copy, though. E.E. Cummings, 95 Poems. He's a famous poet. All right. Hemingway, In Our Time. Only thing I read about Hemingway was For Whom the Bell Tolls. I read that. He writes well, but he writes very simplistically, so the stories are good, but I feel like his writing is lacking, but the plot's good. Ivan Goncharov by Oblomov. Book is broken, but nice cover art. Getting there. Simenon, Margaret's Boyhood Friend. Thank You, Mr. Moto by John P. Marquand. All right, in just under 10 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will not keep blabbering on. Keep watching. I'll keep making videos. There are endless books. This is one of like 20 rooms full of books. All right, guys. Till next time.